Thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 12. I am Frank Omalape. Nigeria's military has announced that Goza has been retaken from Boko Haram insurgents. Defense headquarters said through a Twitter feed that troops took the city on Friday morning. It also noted that the headquarters of the self-styled Islamic Caliphate was also destroyed during the air and land assault. The military disclosed that several insurgents were killed during the operation, while mopping up operations are still ongoing to clear the community. The city was captured few hours after President Goodluck Jonathan assured Nigerians that it will be freed on Friday. I'll bring you more details in our subsequent bulletins. And our President Goodluck Jonathan has warned individuals or groups bent on fomenting trouble before, during and after Saturday's presidential election to have a rethink. This, according to him, is because security operatives are prepared to ensure adequate security of lives and property across the country. President Jonathan said it in a nationwide broadcast on radio and television stations that persons were involved in disorderly conduct would be dealt with in line with the laws of the land. He also urged Nigerians to go out peacefully and elect the leaders of their choice during the election, having in mind that eyes of the world are on the country. And now the police in Kano have arrested over 200 suspected political thugs in the run-up to Saturday presidential election. Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Idris disclosed this at the command headquarters at a joint security briefing ahead of the election. He also solicited the cooperation of all residents of the state for a hitch-free process.
To cover this election, and we are going to adequately cover the election. But numbers, we don't give numbers for security reasons. Yeah. What level of preparedness? You can see the enthusiasm shown by the men. Everybody seems to be measuring up to the challenge, and we have virtually finished all deployment of people. We are going to start effecting the movement now from this field.
Sir, apart from what you just told them now, was there it given to this officer?
Obviously, for the past 3 months, the police have been conducting, and other security agencies have been conducting training. Equally, INEC themselves, for the past almost 3 months, they've been conducting training for their staffs. So I think every one of them you see is adequately trained to handle this. And there is this pamphlet that the police distributed for all the police officers. We have made them available to all the DPOs. They are going to distribute to them tomorrow. And that deals with the code of conduct of election. So with all the trainings, with all this guidance we gave them, I'm definitely sure that they are properly prepared to handle this election.
So how do you assess the behavior of political parties?
I would say that compared to other states, I think we are faring well here. We've not had any major political, we've been having these minor skirmishes here and there. We've arrested over almost 200 suspects in the last 1 week, and also all of them are charged to court. And of course, you are aware that we've been conducting raids. You've been seeing our men. We've been conducting joint raids. All the security agencies moving to areas where we believe are flashpoints, and we're conducting joint raids for the last 3 months. And that's a continuous exercise. We're going to continue doing that until the day of the election.
Logistics has always been
We have our resources, and because of this reinforcement we've got, we've hired at least 100 buses. You see them over there. These are the buses that we are going to be using with the vehicles available to all the agencies. Like I said, we are just mopping up all our resources to ensure that our men are delivered to all the local government areas, and from there they are going to be delivered to all the polling units timely to ensure that they provide the necessary security for the elections.
So how many security men?
Statistics. But like I'm telling you, we have amassed all the resources available in all the security agencies, whether military, paramilitary, and police, to cover this election.
And now the police have announced the redeployment of a number of senior officers ahead of the 2015 elections. A police statement issued in Abuja shows that Deputy Inspector General Dan Zumi Doma is to coordinate the South-East Zone. Maman Safi has been handed the responsibility of coordinating operations in the South-South, while DIG Hashimu Arungungun is to oversee the southwest zone. DIG Christopher Castle is to coordinate the northwest, Hilary Okpara northeast, and Adiola Adeniji north central. 3 assistant inspector generals were also named assistant coordinators. They are Kalifite at DME southwest, Bala Nasarawa for north central zone, and Adisa Bolanta northwest. AIG Usman Gwari is now in charge of federal operations Abuja, while AIG Makidako takes charge of Zone 9 in Umaha. Also, 5 commissioners of police have been transferred to new commands. And now the police authorities have published a list of 15 offences they are prepared to clamp down on. Police spokesman Emmanuel Echuku said in a statement issued in Abuja that security operatives would not tolerate anyone casting vote twice, announcing false election result or revealing the information on ballot paper of another voter. Also on the list of offences identified by police is disorderly behavior, canvassing for votes and chanting party slogan at polling units. The police frown at the use of sirens, snatching or destroying ballot boxes or card readers, holding public meetings during election day, wearing or carrying badge or poster of a political party, and inflicting or threatening to inflict injury on any person or persons at a polling unit. The Independent National Electoral Commission has denied suggestion of a plot to rig the 2015 general elections in favor of the All Progressive Congress. Chief Press Secretary to INEC Chairman Kaude Ido described the allegation contained in the Victoria as false and baseless. He said in a statement that the Commission Chairman has statutory powers to set up an in-house team to assist in the collation of election results. Ido noted that the members of the committee are non-partisan technocrats and are an oath to be neutral in discharging their official duties. ANEC also reassures Nigerians of its commitment to a free, fair and credible elections. And now President Goodluck Jonathan and his main challenger in Saturday's presidential election, Muhammadu Buhari, have signed another peace accord. They signed a non-violence pact soon after a closed-door meeting convened by the National Peace Committee led by former head of state Abu Salami Abubakar in Abuja. It comes more than 2 months after the 2 leading presidential candidates and 9 other party leaders signed the Abuja Accord.
For the support we receive in trying to send this message of peace. I'm happy both parties, the contestants, are all committed to a free and fair election, free of violence. And this morning, we are going to sign a document to reiterate their commitment for this peaceful and for the forthcoming election.
In CoreTV News at midday, we'll take a break now. We'll be back shortly with more stories after this time out. Stay with us.
Morning, Mr. President. Morning, sir.
How are you, Mr. President?
How are you, sir?
How is
How's the campaign?
We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Martin Luther King, Jr.
You're still watching CoreTV News at 12, reaching live from our Lagos studios. For more information on our news and other programs, like our Facebook page, is facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow at CoreTV News NG. For live streaming, log on to youtube.com/CoreTV. Give it space, then news. And now recounting the aftermath of previous post-election violence that has happened in Nigeria, such as in 1965, 1978, 1983, 1993, and 2011, a foremost journalist and Ibadan High Chief Lekun Alabi emphasized that no candidate is worth dying for and wants people of Oyo to keep away from the path of violence and make their permanent voter cards a mouthpiece to decide where their hearts really lies. Alabi also urged the electorate to vote wisely and make their actions at the poll a date with destiny for themselves and the generation yet unborn.
You must go and vote so that the minority will not think they are the majority. In addition, by going to vote, you will let the world know where you stand. Do not let apathy or unhappiness allow some people to reap where they have not sown. So please go out to vote, and quietly too. There should be no violence.
The Oyo State Independent National Electoral Commission has once again assured residents of its decision to remain impartial and unbiased during the electoral process. The resident electoral commissioner, Rufus Akeju, made his declaration while addressing election observers in the state. According to him, a total of 2,381,102 permanent voter cards, while 1,677,610 cards, representing 70.46%, have been collected by voters, with 703,492 cards are yet to be collected as of Sunday, March 22.
Through the instrumentality of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, the committee is in existence at the national, state, and local government level. At the meeting of the committee in my office on Thursday, the 24th March 2015, every necessary details was finalized in the provision of adequate security before, during, and after the election. Assurances are thus been obtained from all the security agencies in Oyo State for the protection of election officials, observers, and materials, as well as the peace-loving public, general public of Oyo State.
Barely 48 hours to the 2015 general elections, the Ekiti State Independent National Electoral Commission says it has started the distribution of sensitive electoral materials to respective local government areas for Saturday's polls. The materials, which arrived at the INEC headquarters from the CBN yesterday, is currently being distributed to the 3 senatorial districts of the state for onward delivery to the registration area centers under scrutiny of the various party officials. Addressing journalists in Ado-Ekiti, Resident Electoral Commissioner Sam Olumeko says there would be no hindrances on path of the commission in the conduct of a free and fair election.
You can see the items that have come from the CBN. We started receiving them yesterday, and every machinery has been put in motion to start distributing them now. In a couple of minutes now, we shall start moving out to the local governments. And you will find all the party agents, security men, everybody. It's a transparent and open process. We have mapped our strategies by which we want to distribute this and secure all the items.
Lumeko also says the use of the smart card readers during the polls have also been fully charged to avoid malfunction.
Central Bank Adwekiti. The representative of my party, APC, have been on ground. Were called by the INEC officials to come and witness, or they inform us that the materials has arrived. They were pallets. They were sealed, so they were intact. Where I'm very, very comfortable with them.
We apologize for that mix up there. In Kano State, officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission have taken delivery of all the electoral materials. Resident Electoral Commissioner Mokala Abdullahi told journalists that ballot papers have already been distributed to all 44 government areas of the state.
We must ensure by today, even if it will take us tonight, we must conclude the distribution of all sensitive materials to all the local government headquarters. Then we have given instruction that at the local government level, all distribution and sorting must be completed by tomorrow, latest by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So, and we have also instructed all the election personnel to be at their places of assignment, that is the registration area centers, where they are supposed to sleep there. They must be there before 5 p.m. tomorrow Friday. So our anticipation and our plan is to make sure that from the RAC centers, every polling unit within that catchment area, materials and personnel must reach to that polling unit by 7 o'clock Saturday morning. On that plan, we have worked out details of our transportation requirements, and the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers is also open doing giving us all the necessary cooperation. And I think there is no cause for alarm as far as timely delivery of materials and election personnel are concerned.
And now the Nigerian authorities have debunked allegations of fresh abductions in Damasak, one of the communities recently liberated by Chadian and Nigerian troops in Borno State. Some news agencies citing eyewitnesses had claimed that about 400 women and children were abducted by Boko Haram fighters from the community. But coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, said at a news conference in Abuja that there is no truth in the claims. He noted that the insurgents actually released women, the elderly and children whom they had held before retreating from Damasak.
On the purported abductions in Damasak, Borno State, the center wishes to clarify that there is no fresh abduction anywhere in Nigeria, especially in the northeast or in Borno State, as reported. Additionally, the center does not have information on the number of those missing after the liberation of the community.
Anyway, from politics now, armed robbers struck in our town in Ondo State on Thursday, robbing some banks and killing a bank manager. CoreTV News gathered that the robbers, numbering about 10, they killed a manager of a branch of a new generation bank in the town and another employee of the bank during the robbery. It was learned that the deceased, whose identities were yet to be identified, were shot by the robbers for allegedly refusing to cooperate with them. Residents said the robbers got into the center of the town through the Abuja area at about 5 p.m., robbed 3 branches of a new generation banks and carted away an undisclosed amount of money after 2 hours of operation. Meanwhile, the State Police Command spokesman, Wale Ogodo, said the details of the incident were still sketchy, adding that police had mobilized men to arrest the situation. It's still CoreTV News at midday. We're taking another break. We'll be back shortly with more stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
The army was not supposed to be visible or to be around any polling unit unless there is a breakdown of law and order and they have been invited by the Inspector General of Police.
That elections are sheltered in Africa is no news. But in Nigeria, it comes with consequences.
Against the will of one man.
Consequences that have toggled the nation's politics and may shape how Nigeria elects.
This is the year of PDP.
The momentum gathers.
When we promise, we deliver.
The fireworks is unending.
We did it and continue to do it.
55 years this year, and in her fourth republic, this is Nigeria's 5th general elections. All the action, all the news, the updates, and the news behind the news we will bring to you live from the field and in the studio on CoreTV News as Nigeria elects.
In Nigeria now, German police have seized possessions belonging to the co-pilot who apparently crashed his plane in the French Alps, killing all 150 people aboard as they investigate his possible motives. Data from the plane's voice recorder suggests Lubitz had deliberately started a descent while the pilot was locked out of the cockpit. There were also unconfirmed claims as to whether the co-pilot was distressed or not. The revelations by the German police came after officers searched Lubitz's flat in Dusseldorf at the house of the 27-year-old shared with his parents in Montalbano, north of Frankfurt. A number of items were removed, including buses and a computer from the two properties, but the police said the discovery was not a suicide note. But while German government officials said Lubitz was not known to the country's security services, several airlines have now pledged to change their rules to ensure at least 2 crew members are present in the cockpit at all times. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at midday. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Bye for now.